So with the job market like it is, and everyone wanting to start an online business and make some side money, or actually make enough money to leave their 9 to 5 job, let me tell you about a time I actually did that, and a hacker totally destroyed everything I had. I mean, I didn't have a lot, but he totally made it to where no one wanted to do business with me again. So I was always a writer, and I eventually got into copywriting. So I started a newsletter in my own town. It was 11 by 17 newsletter. I made it weekly, but over time I got burnt out from doing it because I was doing everything, and I'll get to that in a second. So I was writing the article, I was designing the ads for businesses who didn't have a designer for their business. So basically, how the newsletter was going to make money is, since it was 11 by 17 paper. See, this is before everything became digitalized, you guys. So bear with me. So I had an 11 by 17 newsletter. It's on paper, right? So if you fold it, you got you got like 4 pages: the front, inside of the front, inside of the back, and then you have the back. So the way the newsletter was going to make money was I was going to sell advertisement in the newsletter, right? Selling business card size ads. Everybody didn't have a designer for their ad. I would approach businesses, and sometimes they would have a business card and they were like, oh, well, we don't want it to look like that. Can you design something? So that's how I became the designer too. So I was the journalist, the copywriter, the writer, everything. So the way I would do is I would approach the businesses either by email. What I would do is on a Sunday night, I would just draft all my emails I was going to send out on that Monday morning. I don't know why. I thought Monday morning was a good time to send emails out. So anyway, I would draft all my emails Sunday night and make sure no spelling error was in there. So I would do my pitch, right? And 9 times out of 10, I would get a lot of people to respond. Let's say if I sent, let's just say if I sent 20 emails out that day, on that Monday, I would probably get around, I want to say about half of those people are interested. And the way I would get them to be interested is I would offer them a free spot in the newsletter, right? So nobody can really beat free. So I would offer them a free spot, but then they would have to pay to continue advertising in the newsletter. See, that was another thing. Some people didn't want to pay. So they would want the free spot, and I would run it for a week, and then they would want to pay. So anyway, I would offer them a free spot. They would take the free spot, and what I would do is press them up, and I had distributors too. See, that was another thing. Like I mentioned before, I was everything in the business. Like when you're running a business, you're everybody. Like you're the whole team. You're the whole marketing team. So I would have to, before I got started calling all these people to advertise in the newsletter, I would have to call distributors, right? Like laundromats, coffee shops, apartment buildings, anywhere that magazines were, and like things where people can read, like dentist offices, stuff like that. I would call all these people, kind of pitch my sell to them or whatever, and they would 9 times out of 10 they would say, okay, well you can have this spot right here on the table, or you can put it right there next to the window, and we'll people can see it like that. Nobody was directly handing my stuff out, so it was like either on a coffee table or a window sill or something like that. So anyway, after I got the distributors, I then will call these advertisers. Then the advertisers like, okay, yeah, I'm on board. I want to run my ad. Boom, 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 boom. So I was doing it like that, sending my emails out on Sundays. Sending my emails out on Mondays, drafting them on Sundays, sending them out on Monday. So I was doing that for a while. Like I said, I got burnt out and just got a little lazy in my craft. Well, not in my craft of writing, but just lazy in the business. To where I was have delivering the papers to the businesses and stuff like that. Just all around bad, right? but I started to pick up. So once I started to pick up and I got people actually wanting to pay to be into the newsletter that I had, everything was good. But until one day, excuse me, everything was going good. I drafted all my emails up, send them out on Monday. I'm waiting a response. Sometimes I get responses on that same Monday, but 9 times out of 10, I just wait out through the week, to get my responses. So one Monday, I'm waiting on the responses. Like I said, sometimes I get on the same day. I'm waiting on a response on a Monday, right? And all of a sudden, when I checked my email, I saw one of the clients that I had been talking to before, and she was just like, what? Like, who are you? What's going on? I'm not interested in doing business with you anymore. I didn't sign up for this, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like reading, and it was like a bunch of emails like this, whoever this person was that had hacked into my email some type of way had started talking to the clients that I was, working with. And I mean, email after email was coming through saying, okay, we're done. I'm not doing business with you anymore. You asking me for this type of money up front. So apparently this hacker was asking for money from the clients that I was, I had, or he was doing something to where they didn't want to do business with me anymore. So after that experience right there, I kind of got out of doing business that way. I kind of got out of the newsletter thing. Like I said, I was the copywriter, I was the writer, I was everything. And after that experience right there, I kind of just stopped doing it all together because, I had built up a reputation, and it kind of got ruined all in, within that whole situation. So it kind of got me depressed, and I kind of didn't want to do business. I kind of just stuck to my 9 to 5 and kind of just scrapped the whole thing. So that was a thing. If I can leave you guys with something, is when you're first starting a business, you're really going to be everybody. I mean, it's different nowadays because you got cameras, you got computers, you have all this technology where you can, do things. But with all this technology, it's a higher risk, because just like that hacker hacked into my email and was doing some crazy stuff through it, it's even easier for people to have access to your stuff now. I mean, I'm not a computer whiz or anything like that, but it's pretty easy to get in. It's not easy, but if you don't have the regular basic stuff like the firewall up, you're not letting your computer update when it needs to update, your phone update when it needs to update. They're putting, when you're doing those updates, the programs are putting extra security and making things better for you. So if you're not allowing that, you're kind of just doing yourself a disservice. So please allow those updates. So yeah, that was my business 101. Like I said, I was burnt out. I was doing everything. So that's why I kind of got lazy. I probably was just not caring about my digital footprint at the time, because that's when digital stuff was first coming out. But yeah, I just got lazy. So like I said, when you're starting a business, for people who want to start a business and leave their 9 to 5, if you're starting a business, realize you're gonna be doing a lot of stuff on your own. And I'm pretty sure you know this already. You're going to be doing a lot of stuff on your own. It's easier now because you're online, but you're going to be doing a lot of stuff on your own. So just get ready for the grind. Get ready to not get paid right up front unless you just pop off like that. You know what I'm saying? I have a business right now. I'm back into copywriting. I have an offer up now, but it's nothing like it was before. So I'm well prepared. I got my email software. I got, the right like the stuff for the computer, the anti-malware and stuff like that. I make sure I got everything covered these days, because I can't have another situation like I had way back in the past where somebody hacks into my system and takes everything away from me, So leave me a comment in the section below and tell me, if you guys are starting a business, what kind of business do you have? What kind of is it tough for you guys out there trying to start a business? Because trying to start a business is tough all the way around. So let me know in the comments, if you guys are trying to start a business, what kind of business do you have, and what kind of progress have you made? So